Hi everyone, I'm Zach from Porsche Center Calgary, and today I'm here with our 2022 Porsche Taycan 4S. This particular model comes in a Carrara white metallic exterior for the color with a two-tone full leather, black and Bordeaux red interior. As far as performance on this vehicle goes, this car puts out 429 horsepower regularly when you're driving around. And specific to Taycan models, when you go to use the launch control in it, it's going to actually be bumping up to 522 horsepower for that and putting out 472 pounds of torque. Obviously, this vehicle's got a lot of get up and go, especially when you consider that as an electric vehicle. That is going to be instant power. You're not going to be having to wait for it to kick down a couple gears or ramp up, engage turbos, any of that. It's just instant. Coupled with that, you're going to have a few other standard performance options that I always like to mention in this vehicle. Primarily the adaptive air suspension with PASM, which allows you to raise and lower the height of your suspension when you need it. And then PASM portion, that's going to be your sport suspension. That's actually allowing you to stiffen up to 3 different levels of your actual suspension. So you'll have that normal, or what some people consider your comfort mode, sport, slightly firmer, and then your sport plus mode, which is fully firmed up and automatically drops your chassis to the lowest position for that lower center of gravity. One thing I really like to talk about with Taycans when it comes to performance and specifically handling is that, for one, they're quite heavy vehicles. It being a fully electric, these weigh about 5,300 pounds. But because of where that weight's situated, this vehicle does handle incredibly well still. Essentially, the big battery in the vehicle, it makes up kind of the floor between your two axles, and the actual level of the battery is going to be below your axle height. And that gives the vehicle really such a low center of gravity that it has almost no body roll whatsoever and handles incredibly well in the corner. So something you typically wouldn't think about when you're talking about a heavy car. But no, in this case, it's going to handle extremely well. I'd also like to mention that this car does come with the Performance Battery Plus. So that's the, for when we're talking about the 4S, that's going to be the battery with bigger capacity. So rather than a full capacity of 78 kilowatts, you're going to have that capacity of 93 kilowatts. For one, it's going to be delivering more range, day-to-day driving, and you get about 40 extra horsepower to the vehicle. That only makes a slight difference, but especially when we're talking about performance and something like Porsche, it is a good benefit to have anyways. And then continuing on, talking about a few exterior options and such. So for one, I already mentioned that you have the Carrara white metallic on the exterior of the vehicle, but you'll also notice all the black accent pieces that you have. So for one, you have your high gloss black on your window trim, around the windows there, your black pieces on the bottom of your mirrors. These are just going to be the standard black pieces. They're not done up in the high gloss black. Coming to your power charging port, this is the one where you swipe underneath it and it just electrically rolls itself up so you can plug in your charger. It's going to come equipped with that, but you'll notice the actual swiper right here. I don't know what else to call it. That's going to be done up in high gloss black. And then of course, one of my favorite things about this vehicle is you don't see it too often, is going to be the 21-inch R Spider design wheels. Once again, you're going to have some nice contracting glass pieces in the inside of those wheels. And I do have to say that the chrome plating on the front of these wheels looks absolutely fantastic with this build. And then just want to point out, panoramic roof on top of the vehicle. You are going to get that with your premium package in the car. And then your sport design side skirts, which if you look down to the bottom of the vehicle, you can see it just below your doors. Kind of gives the car that more aggressive and even lower appearance. So always nice to have those. Moving on to the interior of the car. As I mentioned before, full leather interior in your black and Bordeaux red looks absolutely fantastic. You're going to have the dark silver interior accent package. So essentially for that, you're going to have some accent pieces in the center of your steering wheel, cup holders, and along the doors. Those are all going to be done up in dark silver just to provide some contrast and some kind of additional coloring on the inside. Personally, I'm a big fan of that one. And then you're also going to have your Porsche crests on the headrests of the seats, which always looks nice. Going over a few additional options as well I haven't touched on. So as far as seating goes in this vehicle, you do have the 2+1 seating in the back. So if you do need to, you can fit 5 people in there. You're going to have your 14-way seats with memory functions. That's going to be part of your premium package. And then just going on that premium plus package while I've mentioned it, that's also going to include stuff such as your blind spot warnings, Bose sound system, of course, heated ventilated seats up front, heated seats in the back, kind of all those typical options you'd want to opt into the car immediately. Surround view cameras, forgot to mention that one there. It's also going to come with a technology package. So in there, you're going to have the passenger display screen, your heads-up display, adaptive cruise control, And there is one other feature, which I am forgetting what it is, but if you do have any questions, feel free to drop a comment on our YouTube page for that, or come see the vehicle in person. There are actually, this vehicle is a very well optioned one, so I'm not hitting every option as I go through it. You're also going to be able to find it on our website with all those details anyhow. Continuing on to just a few other options on the vehicle, specifically electric options. I already talked about the Performance Battery Plus, but this vehicle also comes with your onboard 150 kilowatt DC charger. In my opinion, a mandatory option in this car. That's what allows you to charge at any 400 volt, anywhere from 100 and 150 kilowatts public charging stations. And actually those 400 volt ones are going to be the majority of public charging stations out there when we're specifically talking about level 3 or DC chargers. So like I said, very important car for if you're charging outside of home, or especially if you're on a road trip. So if you are looking for a Taycan and you are going to be road tripping, just in general, this car already has it. Just make sure that that option's in there. It's extremely useful. And then on top of that, you're going to have the Mobile Charger Connect. That's the upgraded charger that gives you the touchscreen. And just to specify, this is the charger that you use at home in your garage. But it's got the touchscreen. The actual capacity it puts out for charging is going to be the same as a standard charger, but the touchscreen is going to give you a little more customization. So for example, let's say you have to tune down the amperage of the charger, how much draw it's putting out, you're going to be able to do that. You can connect it to your Wi-Fi for updates, or let's say you have a at-home kind of, what's the word for it? Smart charger that kind of regulates when your vehicles are going to be charging, so you're not overloading your board. If you have your car charging, dryer on, oven going, all that stuff all at once. So it's also very useful from that perspective as well. A little bit on the history of this vehicle. So this car has just under 14,000 kilometers, so obviously very low mileage on it. And we have gone through the process of CPOing it. So you are going to have 6 years unlimited mileage of warranty from the first in service date, which is July 5th of 2022, meaning until July 5th of 2028, the car is going to have warranty coverage on it. And that's going to be with unlimited mileage as well, which is a very nice perk. Other reconditioning we've done to the car. So it is going to be coming with new winter tires on it. We replaced all 4 of them. And then the only other thing we had to do with reconditioning on here is we did a few paint touch-ups on the left and the right side of the front bumper. Pretty minor stuff, obviously, with a vehicle that's 2022 and low mileage on it. There's not too much that we have to be concerned about, especially when considering that the regular service interval of this car is every 2 years or at 30,000 kilometers. So really, like I said, you're not going to be servicing it all that much. Going over the history of the car itself, clean history. There actually isn't any previous owners on this vehicle. This would be what we consider a demo car from Porsche Canada. One that would have belonged to either an executive there being driven as a demo, or as like a marketing car for photo shoots and that sort of thing. No previous owners, just owned by Porsche so far. And obviously no accidents or anything to mention there. Like I said, if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment on our YouTube page here. We're always happy to get back to you. Or if you'd like to speak to one of our salespersons, feel free to call in, and we're always happy to help. Thanks so much for your time, everyone. Have a great day.